Hey guys, thank you for tuning in to Junior Church Connection episode number 6. I want to come to you guys and talk to you guys a little bit about nighttime. And as you guys can see, I'm in my backyard. You can see some toys in the back, but it is nighttime. Doesn't look like the moon is out. It's cold. And you're like, Brother Gavino, why are you outside? Because I think that during this time, there needs something that needs to be talked about. And I believe God is leading me to talk about this. And in life, there are dark moments. In life, there are things that you didn't think that were coming. And I believe that we are living in one of those times right now. I honestly and truthfully, I would like to talk on a subject that's called fear. And fear is something that we should not have in the aspect of being afraid of things. We should be fearful of God. And if we have God on our side, then what is there to fear? So I want to talk about that today. And it's kind of why I want to give you guys this visual, is that there's going to be dark moments, dark times in your life. But remember that God is always there. So let's grab our Bibles, let's go, and let's get into where some light is at in a warm spot. So open up your Bibles, grab them, get them ready. Okay guys, so as you can tell, I did not put a skit on at the beginning of this video, just because I believe that this video is a little bit more of a serious subject. Not saying that any of the other videos that we did were not serious. I just believe that this thing that we're going to be talking about is going to be a little bit more of a serious subject, just because of the things that we're going to be dealing with today. Okay, so if you can, go with me to your Bibles, go open up to Psalms 34, Psalms chapter 34, Psalms 34, verse 4. It says, I sought the Lord, and he heard me, and delivered me from all my fears. Okay, so as we talked about before, we're going to be talking about fear today. Okay, so fear is a feeling that you get because of things that have been out of control or out of your control. As an example of growing up, what happens most of the time is you're going to go to sleep, and as the night is, there is dark times. There's darkness outside. You're gonna go lay down, and they turn off the lights, and it is pitch black dark. And usually, most of the time, what happens when you're growing up is you usually get a nightlight, or usually sleep with your parents or things like that. And that is a form of comforting, a form of opening up the visual, or making you comfortable, or with the nightlight, opening up the visual, turning on a little bit of light, but enough in order for you to go to sleep. And that's a little bit more of a comfort also. But what I want to talk to you about is fear. So fear is really when you are in a situation and you have no control over it. So when the lights are off and you're in the darkness, it's dark, so you can't see that well. So you're uncertain, and you don't have in control what's around you. You don't see something coming from far off like you do when the sun's out. You can see somebody walking up to you from far away. Or if the lights are on, you can see if there's a bug on the wall or things like that. So one thing that I want to explain to you and talk to you about is that the fear that is in you is because of the uncertainty, or because of you don't have control or full control of what is around you. And so that deals with not just, in the dark, but that also deals even in the time that we're living in right now. This whole virus thing that's going on. At the beginning, people really weren't paying attention to it. The media was talking about the news and all this different stuff, and people kind of brushed it off. And then it started affecting some other stuff. It started affecting the schools, and so they closed down the schools. It started affecting jobs and the church service, and it started affecting a whole bunch of different things. Now you can't go to the store and the same way you used to. Now you can't even go to the bathroom, I just realized, at a public spot because of the same thing, a virus. And what really happened is because everybody started panicking and everybody got scared and it got fearful is really what we can sum it down to. And that can be compared to what was going on when you and I, growing up or whatever, were in the dark. And you used to get scared, or I used to get scared in the dark. And that's kind of what's happening right now with people. People are scared because they don't know what's going to happen, and nothing is in their control. And it's very uncertain. And it can get scary. But here's the thing. If we go to the Bible and we just look at that verse that we just saw, it says, I sought the Lord and he heard me. First thing, I sought the Lord. I looked to Jesus. I looked to God. That was the first thing David did. He looked to God. What was the second thing David did? He prayed. He prayed to God. That's the way God heard him. So first, David looked to God. Second, he prayed to God. And then God delivered him from his fears. It's pretty crazy because if you go back to your scenario, that if you are having problems sleeping at night because of the dark, who is the first person you look for when you start getting fearful or scared? Do you look for your parents? Or do you look to somebody that's already there with you, which is God? Do you call out to your parents? Or do you call out to God? The Bible really clearly speaks on that David sought God. And then David prayed to God. He started talking to God. In the scenario that we live in now, the first thing people do is that people start getting scared, they start panicking, and they start looking everywhere else, but they don't look to God. And they don't talk to God, but they'll talk to everybody else. And what everybody else's opinion, they'll go and they'll ask the doctors. They'll go and they'll ask everybody that has some kind of knowledge of what's going on with the virus. But what they're not doing is that they're not looking for God and they're not praying to God. And this is a big situation because it's not just dealing with what's going on in the virus, but it can be even applied to us as youngins. We need to stop looking around. And if you're in fear, if you're scared, look to God and pray to God, and he will deliver you. Your God is so big, so strong, and so mighty, there's nothing your God cannot do for you. Right? Wait. That was a song that we all learned growing up, and that you guys know. Your God is so big, so strong, and so mighty. So what does darkness... Why is that an issue? Why is a virus an issue? If God is so big and he has control over everything and he knows what is the best thing for us, and he is the God of the universe, he is the God of an almighty, all-powerful, omnipresent, that means he's there with you. Your God can do anything he wants to. It's your God and it's my God. But What we need to do is we need to stop fearing. We need to look to God. We need to pray to God, and God will deliver us. It's very simple. It's that simple that you need to understand that the fear is in you. It's just your imagination. It is what is going on with you that is causing that panic. Peace is in God. God has everything in control. You think God is fearing? You think God is having an issue with, oh no, what's happening on with the coronavirus? No, God understands completely what's going on with the coronavirus. How about when everybody turns off the lights, and do you think God is scared of the dark? No. How about moving to a different country? I remember that was an issue with me. Moving to a different country. I was scared of what was going to happen. But God knows exactly what's happening or what will happen. There are certain times in your life that there will be certain things that come in and you have no control about. How about when somebody passes away in your family? A couple weeks ago, we got a phone call that my great uncle passed away. You know, for some people, that may cause a type of fear. For some people, it causes an issue and they start thinking about, oh no, what happens when I die? You know, I trust in God. I'm not saying I'm the perfect example because I'm not. I sometimes deal with fear too. But I know my God is in control. Then why do I need to fear? That is the real question. Why do you need to fear if your God is in control? If your Father is in control, why are you scared? You know, it says, I sought the Lord, and he heard me, and he delivered me from all my fears. But I want to go down to verse 8. And verse 8 is a verse that we talked about quite a bit last year. And not just because it was 2019 do we just push it off in the back. But I want to bring that verse back up now in 2020. It says, oh, taste and see that the Lord is good. Blessed is the man that trusteth in him. In 2019, were you scared of a virus? Were you scared of what was going to happen tomorrow? Why? Because during that time, maybe you were comfortable. Maybe you did trust in God. You know, how about when the light's on? When you're getting ready to go to sleep, or maybe when you're taking a nap during the afternoon. You scared during that time? You know, most of the times we're not scared when everything's going good. Do we trust in God during that time? Why do we really see if we really trust in God when there's darkness? Because in darkness, talking about spiritually and physically, is when we need to trust in God. In darkness is where God shows how big he really is. In darkness is where God says, I am in control. I want to bring a very simple fact to you. Even the devil himself is afraid of God. Then why are we afraid of what the devil does? The imaginations that run through your head when you have fear, they're nothing compared to my God. My God just squashes them like a little bug. then why do we get scared? We should trust in Him. Because my God is so good. Taste and see that the Lord is good. Next time that you start fearing, next time you go through a hard time, and you see spiritual darkness, you see physical darkness, and you start having an issue, look at God. Pray to God. And He will deliver you from your fears. Blessed is the man that trusteth in Him. Thank God. I really thank God for allowing me to understand the simple fact that He is so big. He's so big. Anything that I'm scared of, my God is way bigger than that. I want you guys to understand that. Your God, my God, your Father, my Father, He is awesome. He's bigger than your fears. So trust in Him. Hey, so I wanted to remind you guys real quick about Padroni's, okay? So Padroni's, they have the pizza kits that they are doing right now. So they're $10. They're a one item 12-inch pizza kit. Basically, they have, you can get pepperoni, or you could do ham, you could do bacon. That's my favorite. So you can go ahead and get one of those pizza kits. They're $10. 5 of the $10 go to Padroni's. 5 of the other 10 of that 10 goes to the junior church fund. So please, I encourage you guys to go and get the pizza kit, or you can go ahead and grab a already cooked pizza. It has to be a 12-inch and it has to have one item on it, and that will also be $10. You have to let them know it's for Cornerstone Junior Church. Okay, so Cornerstone Junior Church, and we will get that fund going. 5 of them goes to Padroni's. The other 5 goes to the Junior Church fund. So I really wanted to thank you guys for tuning in today. The activity that I have going so far is the guys that were dealing with pride. Okay, so I gave you guys a hint last time. There, one was a son of David, another one was a king, and they both were dealing with pride. And so if you have those answers, text them into me. Also, remember, you have to do the kites for this Saturday. Send me in some pictures and things like that. I've seen several pictures already so far. I'm glad that you guys are enjoying making your kites. What my wife and I are going to try to do, we're going to try to make our kites and or buy them, and we're going to go ahead and get a video to you guys of us flying them with the girls. So I thank you guys for tuning in, and like I said, I really want this to be this is a little bit of a different junior church connection, but I really believe that God wanted me to talk about this today because we all are living in a different time right now. And we all have experienced fear. We have all experienced certain things. So I really believe God wanted me to talk about that. And I thank God for allowing us to have this time where we can all communicate. And it's been a blessing in order to be able to create these videos for you guys. I love you guys. I miss you guys. I know my wife loves and miss you guys too. So can't wait to see you on Saturday. Remember, at 11 o'clock in the morning, I'll see you guys live. And send me in some pictures. Let me know how you guys are doing. If you guys want to call me randomly, go ahead and call me. If you guys want to FaceTime me, go ahead and FaceTime me. I also have Duo. If you guys have Duo, I have WhatsApp. I have so many things. You guys can call me on Facebook. Whatever you guys want to do. call me. Let me know how you guys are doing. I really miss you guys. So please be ready for Saturday. I love you guys. I can't wait to see you.